to another exciting episode of
ZoeTv.
ZoeTV.
We are back.
I can't believe, how long has it been, Kay?
Well, I was gone.
You were gone.
To Europe. And so we're going to show slides of my vacation,
Oh,
right?
of course we are. Yeah. That's enticing. Where'd you go? Let's go real quick. Greece.
I went to Romania. Amazing. Greece.
Yeah.
Hot and beautiful. And then Italy.
What was your favorite?
You know what? I think Romania. We went to Dracula's castle in
Tanzania?
No, not Tanzania. Transylvania.
Transylvania. And how was that? Scary?
Oh, so scary.
It's like Halloween. This is like spooky town. This is good.
But it's a castle 600 years old.
Oh my gosh. Like a tour. It was part of a tour?
No, we did
just
our
found
tour.
it. You just stumbled in?
Yeah, nobody heard of it, and there he was. No, but then I got sick. I know you want to know all the details, but guess what? I'm back.
But you feel good. You're here.
Great
You're
now.
back in action. We had to hold the fort down without you. I had various cohorts.
Cohorts.
Wasn't the same.
No.
Wasn't the same.
Thank you. Do you mean that?
I do mean it. I do mean it.
Okay.
The residents love seeing that face and the excitement you bring to this episode and all episodes.
And you saved a really special guest.
I do. We're not going to introduce her yet because we're going to talk through things. But this is like a big deal on this campus.
I know, and you already said her.
Yeah, I've said too much, Kay.
You didn't say
but
that.
All I know is we booked out the entire show for one guest, which is
4
rare.
hours.
It's gonna be. We're gonna take a little short intermission. It's like a mini-series.
It is sort of like a show at Gamage, and you don't want to miss intermission.
No, because you're gonna sing.
Well, of course I'll sing, but
all right, we got a lot going on.
We're gonna do it.
Besides us bantering, let's talk about universities. Not that we're winding down, but it's November. We're here. Like we're on our home stretch. Can you believe it?
No. How did that happen?
I don't know. And you were gone, and we've had. You need to go back and just watch some of these lectures because I know I have had the luxury of sitting in on so many of them, facilitating them, and they have been unbelievable.
Okay, you know what's coming up tomorrow? Friday.
This is
Friday.
So that was last Friday.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
you saw Fridays.
What happened, Kay?
Scott McClintock talked about the water tables in Arizona.
It's cool. It's a great topic.
He is so smart.
He actually did the one prior. You were out of town.
I heard it was incredible.
Blown away with the content, and it wasn't political. No. It was very factual.
No.
And we had polar opposites of politics in the room, and everybody enjoyed it.
Well, because he talked about the real facts of climate change and what's happening in our world.
Not like emotions.
No.
Like that was cool. So anyway, the spiritual pillar's been just hammered down in this lectures.
Yes.
I sat on one the other day that was the genealogy and all the lines and names of the Old Testament. I'm like, holy cow.
I know.
This is in-depth stuff. It's like a 6-part series.
I know.
And we're on part 2.
He introduced new characters, didn't he?
He did. New characters.
Yeah. Okay.
It was good. What else you want to share before we get into this amazing guest? What are you thinking?
Well, I do want to say about the university, something that you and I have seen over the years.
Yeah.
I'm already getting recommendations from you guys out there that are watching from home and filling out your surveys of things you want to see coming up. And in fact, that was part of the reason we did the water and the air, what's going on the planet, because people want to know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's not just about all techs or aging things. It's about life.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I think it's great. Real quick plug, neuropathy, beta 1 came and went. I just cannot believe how fast October went.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that. And when's the second one start?
So we literally start October 31st, so like yesterday. And so it's like, oh my gosh, here we go. We're off and running. Beta 2, we have so many bodies.
And my friend John.
He's going to be in, but not yet. But he's in.
Oh, okay.
He's in. Just not yet.
Okay.
But there's still time. So if you didn't get in on this one, let us know you're interested because we're going to be starting to unveil this to the campus. And we want you on that list because there's only so many we can do at a time, like any of our groups.
Well, and that's what makes it so good. You limit.
Yeah, we have to limit it.
So you can really.
What we're doing with hot cold contrast in the pool and then the ice bath and the jacuzzi, it's very labor intensive. We got to make sure you guys are safe out there. So we're doing it small groups. But it's overwhelming. We've got so many people that are like, I've heard such good things about it. So it's exciting to see it keep growing.
Okay, and talk about the ribbon cutting.
Oh my gosh, the ribbon cutting was amazing. Mayor was great. Big scissors. Tuesday, Thursday mornings are so cool. Using the equipment.
And you know what? I didn't know until I watched the demonstration.
Yeah.
Anybody can use that.
Yeah.
Because it's not a matter, it looks intimidating. And then you see that just by spinning that wheel, you are helping your balance and your brain. It's not just strength. So nobody should be afraid.
Nobody should be afraid. And we on Channel 4 now, we have a video tutorial on each piece so people can learn it, see it in action. And then if they want guidance, Tuesday, Thursday morning, we're there with you. We've got a lot of residents going over on their own now that they've seen it in action and like playing a little bit. We obviously safety first. So if you go over on your own, just be careful. We've tried to make it as safe as we can, like getting in and out of the little zones. But I think what is so cool and what we tried to talk through that day of the ceremony was how functional each piece of equipment is. The seated,
and multifunctional.
Yeah, but like the one even where you sit and you're using the wheel for your foot, mimicking how you drive and how you pick the foot up from gas to brake and getting these muscles strong and working on your posture and your core and all these things are engaged in every piece of equipment down there with a really focus on balance. It's been unbelievable, and I love seeing your perspective from the back end of helping write the grants and get the money, and then just watch Bailey and her team execute it, and then now it's finally in our hands where we can do programs, and watching the timeline of like everything went through the right way, and to the point now, okay, it's open and we're using it for programs. So it's exciting.
Tom Grody is the poster child because he could barely do one push-up before you got that equipment.
Now and he does like 100
Now he does 100.
All right. Are we ready to introduce this superstar?
We are.
All right. Well, we built her up. And with the last name like Best, you better bring your A game,
What's
right?
That?
Like you gotta have some swagger to you if your last name is Best. And then you go with like Mo Best. Like I'm Mo better
than all of the rest.
Than all of the rest. See, we had to wait till intermission to sing. Wait, pump the brakes, Kay.
Sorry.
We still got hours to go.
I'm just excited to be back.
I know. I'm excited you're back too. Okay, so Mo Best. Right here.
Hey.
In the flesh.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Mo Best in the flesh.
Mo Best in the flesh. Say we're doing it again. All right.
Okay.
Mo, we're going to let you introduce yourself and your position, but we are so excited you're on our show.
Yeah.
So we can talk through all of what you're going to bring to the table, this campus. So let's start with who you are, what your title is, what you do. And you got about 2 hours. So ready?
Where you were born, how you got here.
I will talk for 2 hours if you give me a chance. My name's actually Maureen, but my nickname Mo has been in my life. The last probably I'm 30 now, so 25.
Well, is that a common? Because I have one friend named Maureen, and she goes by Mo.
Yeah, I think it is common.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's not that many Maureens, so there's not that many Mo's. But yeah, and then of course it's a good marketing technique having the last name Best because people remember Mo Best.
Yeah.
So it's something to remember. But yeah, so I have been actually doing business with Glencroft for probably the past 7 years in different roles. I actually had an office here probably about 7 years ago. I spearheaded the non-medical in-home care that was here, kind of like what AmeriCare does now. And then moved off campus and just, proceeded to go on in the business, in the senior healthcare business. So I know everybody here at Glencroft. I've made friends with everybody and feel comfortable here and just was excited to finally get a job here. Yeah. So I've been waiting. And waiting.
Stars aligned. Stars aligned.
So what's the job?
So the title is Director of Continuing Care. And we and I had noticed this through the years that we needed somebody to kind of connect the dots here at Glencroft regarding continuing care. So though sales department does an incredible job at the beginning letting them know that we are a CCRC community, which means continuing care. Everything that residents have when they move into independent living is right here on campus. So we have assisted living should they need it. We have memory care should they need it. We have skilled nursing. should they need it. We have long-term care in Providence Place as well, several restaurants. We have ZoeLife.
Mm.
There's so much going on here. Sometimes when people move in here, they forget. So I'm going to make sure that we're connecting the dots in that area. One of the main focuses that I'm the most concerned with is, and I hate to say hospitalizations, but it happens. It's inevitable. We can't avoid them. Sometimes they happen. So if one of the residents here goes into the hospital and they and they need to move into a skilled nursing facility, or they need to move into assisted living, I want to help them with that. I have found in the senior healthcare industry that our seniors and their families are struggling navigating around the healthcare system, especially if the adult children live out of state or if they work full time. So hypothetically, Mrs. Jones goes into the hospital, kids all live out of state. I want them to have my contact information. I've heard several times kids say, look, I've been calling the hospital for 3 days. I'm not getting any calls back. I don't know what condition. I don't know when discharge is. I don't know what the plan of action is post-discharge. Is there any way you can help us with that? And this is where I come in. So I can start making the phone calls to case management, to the floor nurses, and I get right in and I get information for the families. The families just have to give me permission. So we don't want any of the residents, now that we've gotten everything taken care of, we don't want any of the residents that live here at Glencroft going somewhere else for rehab. If they can go right here at Providence Place. This is where their neighbors are. This is where we are. We can walk over and visit quickly. So that's going to be a big focus of what I'm doing here as the director of continuing care.
Very cool.
And to bring new people in, right?
So that's one percentage of what I'm doing. So business development here, I will be partnering with geriology and the skilled nursing facilities, and with Banner Hospital, with Abrazo Hospital, and their discharge planners. We take all techs here, all three. So I'll be partnering with a lot of the case management that works for those three providers, and seeing what we can do to get our HUD building to capacity, getting assisted living, memory care, and also Providence Place yeah.
Very cool. So
Nice.
a lot of your job will be going to tell our Glencroft story over the walls and explain the value of coming here and all of the value of community and that Glencroft offers.
Yeah, it's astonishing to me that we're the biggest CCRC the largest CCRC in Arizona. And I can't even begin to tell you how many people out there aren't even really aware of what we have to offer, how large we are, and ZoeLife especially. I think that to me is one of the biggest challenges, is trying to get ZoeLife out there. I think that's a huge selling point. And just the fact that we have an amazing team that takes care of people here, and everybody here has a heart for seniors.
Yes.
And that's why I know I'm in the right place. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So you are here on campus, boots on the ground, officing out of here, and then coming back and going out and doing your thing and coming back. Was there change, like tangible change you saw? Or is it like, man, this feels like it did when I left? Like, how was that going in and out? What was that like?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because I'm going to be super candid. I hope you're okay with that. I've seen so many incredible positive changes in all of Glencroft's campus, because I've done business and I've seen so much, especially Providence Place. So in probably the last 12 months, 18 months, I think from an outsider looking in that Providence Place has done a complete 180. I cannot begin to tell you that Bendu, the administrator, and Antoinette, the director of nursing, and all of the social workers will charge through walls for their residents and through their patients. And I am incredibly proud to be able to brag about Providence Place.
Oh.
So I'm happy about that. I don't want the residents being fearful should they need skilled nursing or if they should need long-term care. I want everybody to feel comfortable and confident that going to Providence Place is honestly one of the best decisions they could make should they have to make that decision.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you hold a lot of hats. You're learning a lot because you got thrown into the deep end. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in Glencroft on a day-to-day basis, but now you're taxed with understanding it all. So how has that process been? Like, I know, like all of us, when we start here, it's like, figure it out. And so,
and it's 40 acres.
Yeah.
I mean, so how have you approached that? There's so much onboarding knowledge you've got to understand if you're going to go tell our story. How have you approached that?
I've just been asking questions. I mainly go to Scott, who's my immediate supervisor, and he gives me answers. If he's not available, I just ask somebody, and everybody has been incredibly helpful.
Good.
So that's it.
There
Just
you go.
asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too shy to ask.
No, not too. And I think the trick is you ask different people at different times,
there you
so
go.
not to annoy the same person
Okay.
all the time.
Oh.
Okay. You should write that down.
I was going to say, Steve, that's a tip for you. Okay, so on a different note, tell us about your life outside of Glencroft. Like, where did you come from? How did you end up in Arizona? Were you born here?
Yeah. So I moved here. My parents moved me here when I was about 5 years old. I grew up in Glendale, so I've been in Glendale my entire life. Yeah.
Like college? High school? I know you're not old enough for college yet, but high school here? Or?
Yeah. Yep. I went to Apollo High School.
Oh, wow. That is in the neighborhood.
It is. I grew up on 43rd Avenue in Olive.
Okay.
Yeah. So right down the street.
No doubt.
So,
wow.
And now I live on 67th Avenue in Bells. So
You're right there.
So you know the hood.
I do know the hood. So, and I have a lot of friends in this area. I have one son. He is 23 years old. He's a Marine. He did 4 years as an 0311. All you military people out there that are wondering what his MOS is, it's a 0311.
It's an 0311.
0311. What that means is infantry. So he did do a tour in Iraq during wartime. I'm super proud of him.
Wow.
He's going to school right now and working full time.
And he's here in Arizona?
Yeah, he's in Scottsdale. Yep.
Okay.
And for fun,
let's hear it.
I love to travel. So traveling's my thing. So if I'm not going to Rocky
Romania.
Point. Yeah. Well, I usually do short, like long weekend trips.
That
but yeah,
won't work,
I would like to go to Romania.
Yeah. Yes,
But you do like Mexico. I've heard that.
Yeah, I go
do
a lot.
too.
I go about four times a year. I love it down
Well,
there.
and growing up here,
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
what
Rocky
family
Point.
vacations, Rocky Point.
It's 4 hours. You pull out of your driveway in 4 hours, you're there.
At the beach.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
I know.
Right now, you're very active on what you do networking-wise on social media. You're very... So if anybody has any social media questions on how to access TikTok, Instagram, all of those, this is going to be your go-to. It's not me anymore. It's Mo, because she knows best how to do social media.
Oh, yeah. Actually, you've been teaching me how to do it. It's like, okay.
I'm giving you a hard time because it's like all of y'all out there. I'm pushing hard on our social because our content is so good.
So good. Did I tell you my daughter is now following? Did you see that?
I did see that.
Marcy Baker.
I did see that.
And she said you're doing a really good job.
We love what we're doing,
TikTok.
but
that's from a young person's
I
perspective.
try to tell you, I'm like, if you want to learn about ZoeLife and get on those social media channels, because we are pushing so much in real time
just our
content
whole
out.
campus.
It's
I mean, you can learn about our food. You can learn about
everything is spotlighted.
our graduation.
Share, comment. Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah. And,
comment,
subscribe.
share.
Follow.
Yeah.
We need those followers.
Yes.
But what are some of the things that you've seen in the senior living space that we are way outside the box on? I mean, some of it's social media because we're able to do TikTok things and fun stuff, but the way we're approaching quality of life for seniors, and I know ZoeLife plays into that, but other things, I mean, activities is such low hanging fruit. We do that so well, but dining and what we're doing in Lish is leading the charge, you're in other buildings like that or here. What do you see out there?
And activities. Have you ever seen activities?
No. And as a marketer, it's not necessarily the apartment or the unit you're showing.
Mhm.
It's what's on the grounds. It's what's on
It's lifestyle.
campus.
Yep.
It really is. People will say, walk in and say, I want, an apartment with a view, and there aren't any apartments with views. And all you really have to do is tell them about what's going on campus, and food is a big one.
Yes.
I have to say that Henry's probably has the best food I have experienced in any senior living community. And when I talk to residents about it, they all love it.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So-
healthy options.
That's what it is. It
Yeah.
is healthy. So the cauliflower pizza is incredible.
I
Like
know.
who?
Yes.
Well, I think what I'm super excited, and Milan really did move the needle for us
He
in
did.
terms of the offering. Lish coming in has such a
Oh, yeah.
lens for food, for
Yes.
scratch-made ingredients, and everything we've had her on the show talking about. But she truly intuitively knows ZoeLife and what we're
Yes.
trying to move. And food is such a big piece of the puzzle.
It
like
is.
getting you guys to eat healthy out there just fuels you for the whole day of everything we want to pull out of you. And so the offerings and how she's going to be so creative in with her food and not just labeling it, this is ZoeLife with the ribbon, but all these offerings are going to be healthy. And it's going to
Yes.
be, if you still want comfort food, that's still on there.
Right.
But
But
make good choices. And
vegetables
now
have
there's like
become-
all this
Yes.
opportunity.
yes.
So I think Lish is going to be and is
And the nice
pretty
touch,
incredible.
the nice touch to Lish is that you see her out.
Yes.
yes.
You see her out. She doesn't keep herself stuck in her office. Whenever I go into Henry, she's out there talking to the residents, seeing
Yeah.
how things
That's
are.
very true.
And it's customer service
Yeah.
Well,
101.
and Ann and
That's
Manny
right.
as well.
Yes.
She's got an
We
amazing
have-
team.
I haven't met them yet, but I'm looking
Oh, they're
forward to it.
unbelievable.
Yes. Oh, you know what? They are, and our food pantry.
Yes.
I
Mm.
have asked everybody. Nobody knows another facility
Campus is doing
So
anything.
when
doing
we
a
talk
food
about
pantry.
Positives that have come out of COVID, food pantry
Yeah.
is definitely one of
Yep.
them.
Absolutely. And because it did wake us all up to the fact that our residents, lots of them struggle to get off campus.
Yeah.
And lots of them don't eat a ton of food like they did when
Yeah.
they were younger. So they actually
Mhm.
can go for 2 weeks with the
Mhm.
food they can
That's
get.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
so it's been an amazing journey to
Mhm.
watch.
All
You're
right.
right. The silver lining.
The silver lining. How do residents find you? If you've perked their interest on
Yeah.
continuing care and they have questions and they want to talk with you, how do they get you? How do they
Sure.
find you?
So I am meeting with the resident reps at their next meeting, and I'm making up some door hangers, and you'll be getting those. But the best way to reach me is to just give me a phone call
Okay.
Yeah.
or text.
Yeah.
You can email me.
All right.
And they can
Yeah.
call the main number and ask for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that. But I am happy to give my cell phone number out
Okay.
to whoever wants my cell phone.
Oh, that's good because
Um,
we've done that, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So I think the best way to do it is to call, text, email me. And I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with you so that we can iron out the details.
Because everybody is
This-
unique.
it is.
And
And this
every
is-
case
That's
is
right.
individual.
That's right.
Exactly. This is your program. How much information do you want me to have? How much do you want me to help? You may not want me to help at all. So I just believe that navigating around the healthcare system can be a struggle.
Mm.
A lot of times patients sit in their beds in the hospital room and don't know what's going on next, and I
Right.
can get them their answers. So
Yeah,
I can
well-
get
That
you your
is the
answers.
truth.
Especially if you don't have your family in place here
Mhm.
that can be eye to eye with a nurse or doctor to get answers.
Yeah.
You have to have an advocate. You have to have somebody
Yes.
helping
and
facilitate that.
Even if you have family here.
Mhm.
I mean,
it's hard.
I didn't know about my parents. You're kind of
Yes.
in the fire when you're learning.
That's
so
right.
you need someone who can make it calm, make it simple, not emotional, because you're
Yes.
emotional.
Yes.
These are your parents that
Yes.
you love dearly. And
Yeah. Well, I just love the idea of, I hate seeing our residents go other properties or
Me
other facilities.
too.
Like, I want to come visit you, like right here across the pavement. Like,
Because they
why are you
become our
leaving?
friends, yes.
And so it's nice to know that the lens you're doing everything is to keep everybody in house.
That's exactly right.
yeah,
Yeah,
keep
we
our
want you
family
here.
together.
We
That's
need
right.
you here.
That's
All right.
exactly right.
All right, last thing. What's your favorite meal? Let's start with favorite restaurant. You're from Glendale.
Oh,
Yes.
Give me your local dive,
Yes.
Glendale goods.
So Via Luna Mexican food restaurant.
Via or Valley Luna?
It's Via.
Via Luna.
When you have two L's together, it's a yuck.
Via.
Yeah, Via Luna.
Via Luna.
Via.
And actually, I bartended there for many,
That's who
many
catered
years.
my mom's service.
Really?
Yeah, it was great food.
So,
Okay, so that's not really a hole in the wall chain. Give me something else. Give me something sneaky.
Oh, yeah, that
I
we
need
don't know
sneaky
about.
that's
That's
like,
in
not
the
Valley
neighborhood
Luna.
that we don't know about.
oh boy.
Come on. You got 49 seconds.
Like you want?
I want like a little hole in the wall. Like you
Yeah.
will not believe this restaurant on 51st Avenue in Northern. It's unbelievable. This mom and pop Italian.
Like the gas station with the great sandwiches.
Yes. Go.
I think it's a great question, but honestly,
you don't know?
it's Via Luna. That's my.
That's your go-to.
That's my
okay,
go-to.
hey, I gotta accept it.
I have to say.
I gotta accept it.
Because
Okay,
to
so
me-
where
to
is
me,
it?
it's
Because
not-
people are listening.
It's not really a chain. I think they had 5 at one time, and now they have 3. It's family owned and operated.
It's very good.
Janie and Bill Riddle, the owners, do a ton of stuff for our community.
And you bartended there.
I did bartend there a long time ago.
Okay.
Many
when she was
moons.
in grade school.
Right.
We're learning a lot about.
Yes. And so still really good friends with the family. And I just think their food is really authentic. It's delish.
There you go.
Okay.
We're ending on that. ZoeTv, Valley Luna. I call it Valley Luna.
Oh, you can.
I can, and I just did.
Okay.
See you next
See you
week.
next week.